Benefits, myths, and misconceptions of TDD. Several benefits appear when applying TDD. For instance, we have a rapid cycle of testing, coding, and refactoring. And this provides us a way to get self-testing code, where you write code enough to make a test pass. On another aspect, this also allows us to create optimized code and forces the programmer to design the interface to the code first. This allows the programmer to separate the interface from the implementation. On the other hand, it enhances productivity and a maintainable code base. Requirement solicitation improves, both in clarity and understanding by everyone involved, and changes and new features become more welcome since they become easier to integrate in later stages of development. Reduction in defect rates is also highly beneficial since there is a moderate increase in initial development effort and a large reduction in effort in the project's final phases. TDD leads to improved design qualities in the code. This leads us to a higher degree of internal or technical quality of the code, and also we are able to increase in metrics such as cohesion and coupling. Not everything is good news. Here are some well-known contraindications in using TDD. We have a high learning curve slope. It is easy to apply this process to small toy examples, but it takes time to apply it to larger real systems. Another aspect, introducing TDD could slow the programmer initially, especially if the team is not on the same page. Some of the common pitfalls include: forget to run the tests frequently, programmers try to write too many tests at once, also they try to write large tests to accommodate more code, they can easily fall for writing trivial tests, or on another side, writing tests for trivial code. And finally, the team. Only a few developers do the TDD, and this leads to poor maintenance and abandonment of test suites. It is possible to collect some signs from the usage of TDD, namely regarding the code coverage, the percentage of lines of code covered by tests, and also the logs of the version control system that should present the same evolution in the production code and on the test code. Regarding the myths and misconceptions, starting with the idea of creating 100% regression test suite, and this sounds like a very good goal. It is, in fact, but unfortunately, it isn't realistic. Some developers on the team may not have adequate testing skills, or the user interface could be really hard to test. On another myth, unit tests form 100% of your design specification. While this could be a very good approach, people claiming to be agile, but who really aren't, or perhaps people who have never been involved with an actual agile project, will sometimes say this. But in fact, the agile family advocates that you always need several types of design specification, including some prototypes or mockups in the design and analysis phases. You only need to unit test, and TDD is sufficient for testing. It are two more myths and misconceptions regarding TDD. Well, for once, the Agile community is very clear about the need to have an extremely and complete set of testing techniques that should be applied to the same software product. TDD doesn't scale. Your test suite takes too long to run, And this implies that it's time to divide and conquer. Split the tasks, augment hardware, the resources, and finally, the mindset and the training of your team. Not all developers know how to test, and everyone might not be taking a TDD approach. And for this, the TDD will not scale. So you need to train people in order to change their mindset.